Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Saturday. Good morning, America.
Oh, love that, James. Yeah, good morning, America. Great to have our friend Mary Bush back in the desk with us this morning.
Always good to be with you.
Always good to see you, and awesome to see Team USA. How about that? On their way to the World Cup knockout round. All the highlights of their win over Australia just ahead.
Also, welcome news here for gas prices. They're heading down just in time for the summer driving season. Where things stand at the pump for the Juneteenth holiday weekend and July 4th, which of course is not too far away.
We're getting close, but we are going to begin with the severe weather threats across the country. Storms, tornadoes, blistering heat, it is all in the mix today. Plus the life-threatening flooding in the south. Samara Theodore has the latest. Hey, Samara, good morning.
Good morning. We are not out of the woods yet. Take a look. Farmers Branch, Texas. This was just yesterday. Rain gushing over the gutters. They picked up 3 inches. That's on top of what they already saw. And then Putnam County, Georgia. A tree fell down and unfortunately 2 people lost their lives. Like I said, the threat's not over yet for the South. We have flash flooding anticipated throughout the day. Anyone living in yellow, elevated risk for flash flooding. You can see as we get through the afternoon, rounds of rain pulsating from Texas to Louisiana, Mississippi to Alabama, even into Georgia, Macon, all the way down to Brunswick, Savannah, Hilton Head region area. Now, we've had a little bit farther north to the plains, and we have an even higher risk for flooding. This red area, we could see training storms. That means storms that hit the same area more than once, leading to a significant risk of flash flooding. Timing on this, through your Saturday afternoon into the evening by 7 p.m., moving into Colby, moving into Hayes. Anyone living in Orange should have their alerts on. We could see destructive wind, large hail, and the threat for tornadoes. So please be vigilant, please be mindful, please be careful. That's a look at the forecast. Gio, back to you.
All right, Samara, a lot to watch there. Thank you so much. Now to the other breaking news overnight, that massive fire at a luxury resort in the Dominican Republic. At least 1 person died. Tourists running to escape the flames, and ABC's Alex Brachet is following it all for us right now. Alex, good morning.
Good morning, Gio. Yeah, the images of this fire are absolutely devastating. Giant plumes of smoke and walls of flame along this beachfront property in the Dominican Republic, sending families running for their lives. This morning, the aftermath from the deadly fire that ripped through the bustling resort in the Dominican Republic, leaving at least 1 tourist dead. Video from above capturing the massive scale of the blaze. Of smoke billowing in the sky, the flames erupting just steps from the beach. You can see parts of the Viva Dominicus Bayahibe resort torched, that dry thatched roof providing kindling to the flames. Tourists watched it all play out as the fire ignited Friday afternoon, spreading from one building to another. Many forced to run for their lives. The island's Emergency Operations Center says nearly 1,700 guests evacuated, relocating to nearby hotels. Max Daddy Giles filming this video of the raging fire, telling us he and others jumped in to help emergency crews.
This is something terrible. And then, human, because Dominican Republic is a country, very, humanity. Everyone wants to help the other one.
15 firefighter units were called in to battle the blaze. A 46-year-old Italian woman died in the fire, according to the local ministry. The total number of injured remains unclear. The property, which has nearly 700 rooms, recently underwent renovations and is situated between Punta Cana and Santo Domingo. It's operated in partnership with Wyndham Hotels and Resorts. Now, we've reached out to Wyndham Hotels and Resorts for comment and have not yet heard back. Investigators, Whit, are still trying to determine what sparked that fire. Whit?
All right, Alex, an awful scene there. Thank you. This morning, an urgent search is underway for a suspect in a series of shootings in the Kansas City area. ABC's Olivia Rubin is here now with the latest. Olivia, good morning.
Wait, good morning. Law enforcement pleading for the public's help today, locating a 22-year-old who they say carried out a string of shootings one after the other and then got away.
This morning, the FBI joining an urgent manhunt for this suspect, who police say carried out a deadly shooting spree across Kansas City highways, leaving 1 person dead and 4 others injured.
All companies use caution. 1 shooter from a black Honda Civic.
This happening Tuesday night amid the World Cup match between Argentina and Algeria, just miles away. Now the FBI offering a $25,000 reward for any information leading to the arrest of 22-year-old Oscar Sanchez Munoz. Police say after he shot into one of the cars, a driver died when the vehicle crashed. Victims describing the chaos to police.
They were driving down the highway or roadway when one or more shots were fired into their vehicles.
Among those victims, a teen and 3 adults, including an Uber driver, taking 2 fans to a World Cup match at Kansas City Stadium. Police saying they tracked Sanchez Munoz to 2 homes where they thought he could be. One caught fire. At the other, spent shells visible from the ammunition police used to get inside. Several windows shattered. A search ending with no sign of the suspect. Authorities warning that the suspect is armed and dangerous, telling anyone who sees him to call 911 immediately.
Regional law enforcement agencies are right now searching for the subject and need the public's help in locating him.
And there's still no word of motive today. The FBI repeating that warning that this suspect should be considered armed and dangerous, guys.
That's right. All right, Olivia, thank you so much. Authorities here in New York have charged a 17-year-old in the shooting in Times Square that sent crowds running earlier this week. It happened just hours after the Knicks parade on Thursday. Look at that right there. No one was hurt. The teen is facing multiple felonies, including attempted murder. Police say the shooting stemmed from a gang-related dispute. Mary?
Okay, Gio, and now to the peace process with Iran. President Trump's New Deal is already facing challenges, and this morning the next round of talks are on hold. ABC News senior White House correspondent Selena Wang is in Washington with the latest. Selena, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mary. That deal with Iran was signed just days ago, and it's already being tested. At the 11th hour, the White House putting pause on plans for Vice President J.D. Vance to travel to Switzerland for the next round of talks. That's for the crucial next phase to determine the future of Iran's nuclear program. A U.S. official now tells us that Special Envoy Steve Witkoff is headed to Switzerland, where Jared Kushner is expected to join him, but the timing for these talks is still unclear. Now, Iran had delayed, saying there would be no meeting because Israel was still trading attacks with Hezbollah in Lebanon. The agreement between the U.S. and Iran calls for the war to end on all fronts, but Israel was not part of their deal. A U.S. official said yesterday that Israel and Lebanon have agreed to a ceasefire, but as of this morning, Lebanese media is reporting that at least 16 people were killed in Israeli airstrikes and drone attacks in Lebanon today. What this shows is that the conflict with Lebanon has the potential to derail the future of this U.S.-Iran deal. And all of this coming as even some Republican members of Congress are openly criticizing this deal, saying it's a win for Iran because even though Iran has made no new nuclear commitments, even though these talks are now stalled, the country is already getting the economic benefits. For the first time in decades, Iran can now freely sell its oil on the global market. Whit.
All right, Selena Wang for us. And despite all of this uncertainty, gas prices are continuing to fall now. ABC's Andrew Dimbert is here with where things stand at the pump and what we can expect. Andrew, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. Gas prices are finally moving in the right direction. The national average for a gallon of regular now sits just under $4 a gallon at $3.92, about 4 cents lower than yesterday and down more than 50 cents from its spring peak when concerns over the war in the Middle East and disruptions to oil shipments sent prices soaring. Still, even as prices drop here, drivers are paying about $1 more per gallon than before the conflict began. And the most expensive gas remains concentrated in the West. States including California, Hawaii, Washington, Oregon, Nevada, New York, and Alaska still all above $4.20 a gallon. Analysts expect prices to continue easing heading into the 4th of July holiday and potentially through the rest of summer as oil markets respond to the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz and falling crude prices. But any relief at the pump is likely to come gradually. That's because stations are often selling fuel they bought days or even weeks ago at higher prices. For now, though, the trend is encouraging, just in time for the busy summer driving season, Gio.
All right, fingers crossed. Let's keep that trend going. Andrew, thank you so much. And this morning, an urgent investigation is underway north of London after 2 trains collided, killing at least 1 person and injuring dozens. ABC's Marcus Moore has the latest now from London. Marcus, good morning.
Well, Gio, good morning. That investigation really is just beginning after this horrific crash involving passenger trains. The 2 trains colliding about 60 miles north of London just after 5 p.m. And those trains were heading to London. An East Midlands Railway train driver died at the scene and 89 passengers were hurt, including 33 people who suffered serious injuries, according to the ambulance service there. One passenger describing the chaos and telling UK media he thought a terrorist attack happened. Others said it was sudden, there was no warning and no braking before the the crash. And we saw a massive emergency response unfolding with ambulances and helicopters used to take survivors to area hospitals. And this morning, officials will be looking at everything they can to learn what went wrong. We know from authorities that one train crashed into the back of the other one, but it's unclear why that train didn't stop. And investigators will do interviews and look at any CCTV footage that might help them answer the questions about this deadly crash. Mary.
A frightening scene there, Marcus. Thank you. And Los Angeles police have released disturbing body camera video of an officer fatally shooting a dog that belonged to a Knicks fan. The video shows officers responding to a well-being call on Saturday. A dog can be heard barking, and officers shouted at the owner to restrain the pet. Police say when the owner opened the door, the dog rushed towards the officers, prompting one officer to shoot the golden retriever poodle mix. Witnesses say the owner had been celebrating the Knicks' win when the 911 call was made. A family attorney now asking if deadly force was really needed. The LAPD is conducting a full review of the shooting.
New York City's iconic Central Park carriage rides are on hold now after the death of a tourist this week. The union that represents drivers says rides are suspended at least until Tuesday as safety protocols are reviewed. On Wednesday, authorities say an 18-year-old traveling with relatives from India was killed when the driver got out of the carriage to take a picture of the group and the horse suddenly took off.
Okay, Whit, tributes this morning for TV legend James Burrows. He had a hand in some of the most enduring sitcoms of the last 50 years, the kind of shows that we love to watch again and again. And ABC's Will Gans has more on his legacy. Will, good morning.
What a legacy it is. Just a couple of months ago, James Burrows appeared on The Comeback, telling Lisa Kudrow's character about the importance of using human writers to make great television, as opposed to AI. Jimmy saying those broken, beautiful souls are what makes something great. And it was art imitating life because for more than 50 years, Burrows himself made something great, directing more than 1,000 episodes of television. He was born in Los Angeles in 1940 and was working as a stage manager at a theater in the 60s when he met Mary Tyler Moore, who would give him his first directing job on The Mary Tyler Moore Show just a few years later. Burrows became the golden guy when it came to half-hour sitcoms, co-creating Cheers, directing all 246 episodes of Will and Grace, and directing the pilots, which are those all-important make-or-break episodes of huge hits like, get this, guys, Friends, Taxi, Frasier, and The Big Bang Theory, to name just a few. Burrows was nominated for more than 40 Emmy Awards, won 11 of them, and was honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award by the Directors Guild of America. And he was asked how he'd like to be remembered. And here's what he said.
That every night, forever, you can tune in somewhere and there'll be a show I did playing.
Well, he easily achieved that goal, I think. James Burrows is survived by his beloved wife, Debbie, his 4 daughters, 7 grandchildren, his family saying in a statement, beyond his remarkable achievements, Burrows will be remembered for something even greater, his kindness, generosity, and unwavering belief in the people around him. He possessed a rare ability to make everyone better and was known for remembering every person he met by name, making colleagues at every level feel seen, valued, and appreciated.
It's hard to put into context just what an impact he's had. I mean, truly incredible.
If they were calling you to make the sitcom pilot for Friends, Frasier, Taxi, Big Bang, that's how you know you had
more
the golden
than
touch.
1,000 episodes. It's really remarkable. Thanks, Will.
This morning, Team USA is looking ahead to what's next after a hard-fought win against Australia in the World Cup. ABC's Christiane Cordero was there. She joins us from Seattle. Christiane, the Americans in the driver's seat now.
For sure, Whit. And we know Seattle is one of the great American soccer cities. Just to give you some perspective, the force of the crowd behind me at Seattle Stadium actually measured on the Richter scale. This was a big win, one for the history books, too. The first time the U.S. men's national team has won back-to-back World Cup matches in 96 years. They did it in front of an electric home crowd. This morning, Team USA is leading the way, sitting 3 points clear at the top of the group after another decisive win, this time against Australia in Seattle. And they did it without star player Christian Pulisic, sidelined with a calf injury.
Only I can say good and fantastic thing about my players, about the squad, about my players. They were fantastic. all the players have the capacity to play and they are qualified to play.
Australia's own goal gave the U.S. an early lead, followed by Alex Freeman's follow-up finish just before the half. Freeman's first competitive goal for the U.S. ever.
It was confirmed. I looked back and they all started running, and I was like, "Oh my God, I gotta run away from them. They're gonna tackle me." And it was so emotional for me because, I think you dream of this moment.
Fans packed watch parties from coast to coast, with the host Emerald City decked out in red, white, and blue.
2-0. It was amazing. It's like we knew it was going to happen.
I came from Florida. It was electric. I would say that it's like the loudest that I've heard a sporting event in a long time.
Next and final group stage match is against Turkey in LA on Thursday, and then it is on to the elimination round where it is win or go home.
Yes, so exciting for them. I'm jealous that you got to be there, but we got to watch on TV. And Christian, I do have a question though, because the stakes getting even higher as the demand for tickets are increasing. We've seen reports of some fans not getting the tickets they actually paid for.
Yeah, through resale sites, and including and most commonly through StubHub. Some people are reporting buying tickets, paying hundreds, even thousands of dollars on them, only to find out that those tickets never actually came through. Now, in a statement, StubHub tells ABC News the issues are largely because of technical glitches on FIFA's side or potentially from the sellers themselves. FIFA urges fans to buy through its official channels. And worth noting, StubHub and other companies are offering refunds for these customers who are stuck in this type of situation, but a lot of them say, that they really just want to go to the game.
Yeah, when you already missed the game, that's like, heartbreaker. Okay, Christian.
He's jealous, but you are the former D1 player, so I'm sure you're having a great time.
We both are.
It was D2. It was D2 for me.
D2. Christian, thank you so much.
Thanks, Christian.
All right.